Good Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up today. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and today, in an entertainment spotlight, you're being part of my conversation with entrepreneur and author Karla Davis-Luster. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Tuesday headlines. In Mississippi news, the Mississippi State Department of Health reported 544 new COVID-19 cases on Tuesday and 2 additional deaths. There have now been in Mississippi 287,980 COVID-19 cases and 6,464 coronavirus-related deaths in the state of Mississippi since March of 2020. Because of the wintry weather, COVID-19 vaccination appointments have been rescheduled because of the hazardous weather conditions. The appointments will automatically be rescheduled, and individuals are being notified by phone, message, or email, a spokesperson for the Mississippi State Department of Health said. In more COVID-19 news, COVID-19 shots might be tweaked if variants get worse. The makers of COVID-19 vaccines are figuring out how to tweak their recipes against worrisome virus mutations, and regulators are looking to flu as a blueprint if and when the shots need an update. It's not really something you can sort of flip a switch and do overnight, cautioned Richard Webby, who directs a World Health Organization flu center from St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Viruses mutate constantly, and it takes just the right combination of particular mutations to escape vaccination. But studies are raising concern that first-generation COVID-19 vaccines don't work as well against a mutant that first emerged in South Africa as they do against other versions circulating around the world. The good news? Many of the new COVID-19 vaccines are made with new, flexible technology that's easy to upgrade. What's harder? Deciding if the virus has mutated enough that it's time to modify vaccines and what changes to make. In national news, Trump looks to reassert himself after impeachment acquittal. Donald Trump took in the win at Mar-a-Lago, surrounded by friends and family. His lawyers celebrated with hugs and smiles. One joked, "We're going to Disney World." Now acquitted in his second Senate impeachment trial, Trump is preparing for the next phase of his post-presidency life. Feeling emboldened by the trial's outcome, he is expected to re-emerge from his self-imposed hibernation at his club in Palm Beach, Florida, and is eyeing ways to reassert his power. But after being barred from Twitter, the former president lacks the social media bullhorn that fueled his political rise, and he is confronting a Republican Party deeply divided over the legacy of his jarring final days in office, culminating in the January 6th storming of the Capitol. Searing video images of the day played on loop during his impeachment trial, which ended on Saturday. Trump remains popular among the GOP base, but many Republicans in Washington have cooled to him. Never before have so many members of a president's party, 7 GOP senators in this case, voted for his removal in a Senate trial. Some may work to counter efforts by Trump to support extreme candidates in next year's congressional primaries. In more national news, activists fear Biden's commitment to higher minimum wage. Union activist Terrence Wise recalls being laughed at when he began pushing for a national $15 per hour minimum wage almost a decade ago. Nearly a year into the pandemic, the idea isn't so funny. The coronavirus has renewed focus on challenges facing hourly employees who have continued working in grocery stores, gas stations, and other in-person locations, even as much of the workforce has shifted to virtual environments. President Joe Biden has responded by including a provision in the massive pandemic relief bill that would more than double the minimum wage from the current $7.25 to $15 per hour. But the effort is facing an unexpected roadblock: Biden himself. The president has seemingly undermined the push to raise the minimum wage by acknowledging its dim prospects in Congress, where it faces political opposition and procedural hurdles. That's frustrating to activists like Wise, who worry their victory is being snatched away at the last minute, despite an administration that's otherwise an outspoken ally. And finally, in entertainment news, a royal occasion: Oprah Winfrey to interview Meghan and Harry. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will be speaking with Oprah Winfrey, their first major television interview since quitting royal duties and buying a home last year in the U.S. The 90-minute Oprah with Meghan and Harry, a CBS primetime special, will air on March the 7th, CBS announced on Monday. Winfrey knows the couple well. She attended their wedding in 2018, and lives near them in Montecito, California. Winfrey will speak with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, in a wide-ranging interview covering everything from stepping into life as a royal, marriage, motherhood, her philanthropic work, to how she is handling life under intense public pressure, according to CBS. Later, the two are joined by Prince Harry as they speak about their move to the United States and their future hopes and dreams for their expanding family. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, take it away.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. The greatest teacher you could ever have on your life journey is experience. The more life experiences you have and learn from, the deeper your wisdom well becomes. This is why people become more peaceful with age. They understand the universal principles or God's principles that govern all of us. People begin to understand concepts such as worrying about anything will not fix or change it. And what you focus on expands, what you think about happens. When you want to change your world, think about your life experiences and learn from them. It would be nice to teach more young people these important life lessons. Unfortunately, without the life experiences to learn from, they will refuse to listen. Today, be aware of all your life experiences and be grateful for what you have learned. Enjoy the day.
We have part of my conversation coming up with entrepreneur and author Karla Davis-Luster in Entertainment Spotlight. Thank you for tuning in to Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Entrepreneur and author Karla Davis-Luster joined me recently on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about her journey in business and in life. Here's a bit of our conversation.
I want to talk about this experience for you. I mean, you were already, even before you released the book, you already been able to find success, as an entrepreneur, someone who's been able to see their dreams and goals realized. What has it been like for you to be able to set goals for yourself, Karla, and then to be able to see the rewards of those goals?
Well, I got to say that as far as being an entrepreneur, that's something that I've wanted to do, I guess, since a little girl. I always said that I was going to be this big fashion designer or whatever, or I wanted to always have my own business. I did start off not originally being an entrepreneur, but I was in the corporate world for over 22 years, just kind of learning things, within corporate. And then I got to a point where I said, I'm doing all of this, I was on the franchise side in corporate because I was in the QSR industry. I said, I'm doing all of this. I said, it's time for me to now try to pursue my bucket list, my goals. And I just kind of made a list of, what I wanted to do. The novel was one of the things on there. I've always wanted to own either a retail or I was, contemplating going back and forth with food. So I kind of settled a few things that happened and occurred, helped me to settle on what I finally did. And that was open up a UPS store, which I've done for 8 years. And since then, the love of my life as far as what I really like to do is definitely fashion and the novel. That came about, the fashion. I have an online retail consignment shop that came about last year in 2020. And then the book, I was able to finish it. I started writing the novel about over a year and a half ago. And then I was able to finish it during COVID because obviously, things slowed down.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be with you guys on tomorrow with more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make it a great one.